Imagine a land of towering palaces, glittering metals, and seas ruled by ships more advanced than anything their neighbors had ever seen. A civilization so powerful that its armies stretched across continents and its wealth flowed endlessly from its harbors. Imagine a city built in concentric circles of land and water, with canals wide enough for fleets, bridges arched with gleaming stone, and temples plated in silver and gold. Now imagine it gone, in a single night, consumed by fire and flood, swallowed by the sea and erased from the memory of the earth. This is the mystery of Atlantis, the lost world that has haunted imagination for more than 2,000 years. Was it a parable, a warning invented by a philosopher? Or was it the echo of a real civilization, lost beneath the waves and forgotten by time? Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher, was the first to give voice to Atlantis. Around 360 BC, in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, he described the island empire in remarkable detail. He did not speak of it as legend, but as history, passed down from Egyptian priests to the Athenian statesman Solon, and then preserved for generations until Plato himself recorded it. According to him, Atlantis lay beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now know as the Strait of Gibraltar. It was vast, larger, he said, than Libya and Asia combined. Its people were descended from Poseidon himself, the god of the sea, and they built their empire upon wealth, beauty, and power. The Atlanteans lived in harmony with nature at first, noble and just, but their greatness gave birth to arrogance. They sought to conquer the Mediterranean, threatening even Athens itself. And then came punishment. In a single day and night, the earth shook, the seas rose, and the mighty empire sank into the ocean, leaving behind nothing but memory. If Plato intended only an allegory, why did he write with such precision? He gave exact dimensions, descriptions of temples, and the layout of cities. He even spoke of the resources Atlantis possessed: precious metals, fertile fields, and a mysterious alloy he called orichalcum, more valuable than gold. He described a political system, a society with kings, laws, and traditions. Was this a fable clothed in the details of reality, or the fading memory of something once alive? The date Plato assigned to Atlantis is even more provocative. He claimed it was destroyed 9,000 years before his own time. That places its fall around 9600 BC, a period when Earth itself was undergoing massive upheaval. The last ice age was ending, glaciers were melting, seas were rising, and coastlines everywhere were being swallowed. Catastrophic floods reshaped the land. Entire regions that may have been inhabited are now beneath hundreds of feet of water. Was Plato's story a fragment of real history? An echo of disasters so ancient that they survive only in myth? The seas themselves seem to whisper possibilities. Off the coast of Yonaguni in Japan, massive stone formations lie beneath the waves. They look like stepped terraces, pyramids, and roads, carved not by nature but by human hands. Some scholars insist they are natural formations, yet others point to their sharp angles, their deliberate shapes, and wonder. Off the coasts of Malta and Cyprus, archaeologists have discovered submerged structures that could be ancient settlements. In the Caribbean and near the Bahamas, explorers claim to have found long straight roads, stone walls, and even the outline of a city now hidden by the sea. If civilizations did exist before the sea rose, their traces would lie precisely in these forgotten depths. But perhaps the most compelling parallel to Atlantis comes from the island of Santorini, once known as Thera. Around 1600 BC, the island erupted in one of the most violent volcanic explosions in recorded history. The blast tore the island apart, creating massive tidal waves that struck Crete and shattered the Minoan civilization, a Bronze Age society that flourished in trade, art, and architecture. Some believe this disaster was the seed of Plato's story, retold and reshaped through generations until it became the tale of Atlantis. But if this is true, then the timeline does not match Plato's account. He spoke of a catastrophe thousands of years earlier, not 1,000. Did he exaggerate, or was he drawing from something far older still? Legends across the world seem to echo Atlantis, The Mesopotamians wrote of a great flood that nearly destroyed humanity. In India, ancient texts describe cities swallowed by the sea. The Maya spoke of ancestors who came from across the ocean, fleeing a destroyed homeland. The Andean people told of Viracocha, a mysterious figure who rose from the waters to bring civilization. Even in Egypt, priests spoke of an ancient power that once challenged their world from beyond the Atlantic. Separate myths, or fragments of the same forgotten story? If Atlantis existed, what might it have looked like? Some imagine a society of great engineers, masters of stone and sea, who knew how to build monuments that could withstand time itself. Others believe they had knowledge of the stars, mapping the heavens with precision that rivals our own. Some even claim they harnessed forms of energy now lost to us, legends of crystals, of technologies that sound more like science fiction than history. Skeptics dismiss these as fantasies, yet they ask us to ignore the strange leaps made by early civilizations. How did ancient peoples across the world, separated by oceans, build pyramids, temples, and monuments aligned so perfectly with celestial patterns? How did they gain such knowledge so quickly? Did they inherit it from survivors of a forgotten world? There are clues in unexpected places. The Piri Reis map, drawn in 1513, seems to depict coastlines of South America and even Antarctica with surprising accuracy, long before such lands were officially known. Some suggest the map was copied from much older sources, records passed down from civilizations that had once mapped the world. If true, who created those maps? Could they be the descendants of Atlantis, preserving knowledge through the ages? And then there are the ruins of Tiahuanaco in the high Andes of Bolivia. Gigantic stone blocks weighing hundreds of tons lie scattered across the site, cut with such precision they seem almost modern. Some researchers believe the city is far older than mainstream archaeology suggests, perhaps predating even the Inca. If true, could this have been a colony of survivors fleeing across the sea after Atlantis fell? The Earth itself bears witness to ancient cataclysms. Around 12,000 years ago, during what scientists call the Younger Dryas, the planet experienced sudden climate shifts, floods, and widespread destruction. Some theories suggest a comet or fragments of an asteroid struck the planet, unleashing fires and floods that erased early civilizations. If Atlantis existed, this could have been its end, an entire world lost beneath rising seas. And yet, for all the speculation, no definitive proof has been found. Atlantis remains just out of reach, balanced between myth and history. Perhaps that is why it continues to fascinate. It is not only the story of a lost city, but the story of our longing to know where we came from. Did great civilizations rise and fall long before Egypt and Sumer? Did humanity suffer catastrophes so great that we remember them only in legend? Atlantis endures because it is more than a place. It is a reminder that history may not be as complete as we believe. It challenges us to question, to search, to wonder what else lies beneath the waves or buried beneath the earth. Even if it was never real, it speaks to a truth, that greatness can vanish in an instant, and that the past may still hold secrets waiting to be uncovered. And so the question remains, was Atlantis a myth, a legend, or a forgotten civilization? Perhaps we will never know. Perhaps it will always remain hidden, its ruins lying silent beneath the sea. Or perhaps one day we will find it, and the story of humanity will be rewritten. Until then, Atlantis lives on in our imagination, a ghostly beacon from a lost age, calling us to remember what time has tried to erase.